Alright, so in less than 24 hours, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria will play in their most important game at the ongoing CAF Under-20 AFCON. They're in the quarterfinal stage of the competition, and a ticket to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup will be the spoils to the winner. The Flying Eagles' opponents for the round will be Senegal, and they've both kind of had a similar story so far of struggling through the group stage. But right here is an opportunity to kind of change the topic a little bit, because if you get that World Cup ticket, I don't think people are going to be worried about how you struggled in the group stage. That's just me though. But before we go any further talking about the match, please make sure to like this video. It really helps the channel. Thank you very much. So yeah, Flying Eagles of Nigeria will be taking on Senegal in the quarterfinals of the Under-20 AFCON. The game will be played tomorrow, Monday, the 12th of May. 1 p.m. Nigerian time will be the start, and it will be hosted in the Suez Canal Stadium in Ismaila, of course, in Egypt. Now, to watch the game, you can catch it on CAF TV on YouTube. You type in CAF TV and you're going to see the game pop right up. It's not going to take you any time to do that. Now, when it comes to the matchup, just like I said earlier, both teams kind of struggled through the group stage of the competition. For the Flying Eagles, they had 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss. Their first win was in their first match of the competition against Tunisia. They win that by a goal to nil. Then you have the match against Morocco. It ended in a goalless draw. Their third match, which was their highest scoring match, that was against Kenya. A 2-all draw. It ended. We went behind twice in that game and twice tied up the score. But when it comes to Senegal, they kind of started a little slower than we did. They played the Central African Republic in their first game. That ended in a 1-all draw. Their second game was against Ghana. Ghana beat them by a goal to nil. Then in their third game of the competition, they played DR Congo. They win that by 2 goals to nil. Of course, the Flying Eagles have that history with Senegal. We played them in the last edition of this competition in the group stage. They beat us by a goal to nil, if I'm not mistaken. Then we played them in the group stage of the African Games not too long ago. We lost that by 3 goals to 2. So hoping this time, this third time is the charm, and the Flying Eagles can pull out a result. This is the most important matchup that they've played out the 3. Now going into this game right here, I feel like this is a matchup of 2 sides that have not really gotten going in this competition. They have not really showed what they're really about. Yes, you've seen glimpses from both sides. You've seen little flashes of brilliance. You've seen, yes, they have players on their teams, but they have not put it all together yet. And hoping that the Flying Eagles are the side that will put it together in this matchup right here. But I feel it could easily be either one of these sides, or it could just be a dud, because neither of them have gotten it yet. So I think it could fall in any of those categories. For the Flying Eagles, I feel like the coach has not really found his 11. He's not really found 11 that he's comfortable with in this competition so far. You see the changes in all the games made. Barabaria, he not starting the second game, then starting the second game. I don't know if Precious Benjamin even came off the bench in the third game. You see a young man like Simon Cletus not playing in the first 2 matches, then playing in the third, had an excellent assist for that first goal. That was just beautiful. So you see stuff like that happening, and you're like, do you really have your 11 best players for a match? Because things are just changing so much. And looking at the lineup, of course, Ebenezer Haka is okay. He's been doing a fantastic job, the goalkeeper. For the back 4, can you really change anybody? Did you bring 4? I think you brought 4 or 5 defenders, so I don't know if you can change anybody. But I do feel Daniel Bamei has been fantastic all through this competition. Daniel Bamei, if the man was like 6'1", 6'2", we're talking about Europe right now. He shouldn't even be here as we're speaking, because the guy's been looking so great in this competition, so polished. Everything he has touched has turned into gold so far in this competition, and long may it continue. You have Odinaka Okoro, first competition, if I'm not mistaken, for Nigeria, starting as a left back, and had that assist against Tunisia. stronger than he looks. He looks real small, scrawny, but that boy is strong. Really has been impressive all through this competition. Adamu Maigari, the right back, not so impressive. Let me keep it real, not so impressive. I think he has way more than he has shown in this competition. Is it fatigue? Is it fitness? I don't know, but I don't think he has played up to his heights, especially when you're talking about going forward and helping the team offensively. I don't think I've seen enough from him in that department. Then you talk about the midfield. Last time we started Simon Cletus, Awal Ibrahim, and Isaac Ayuma. I feel like one of those three have to go. Simon Cletus, I think not. I think he should stay. Then you pick out of the two, Awal Ibrahim or Isaac Ayuma. That's how I see it, because you need balance in this team, and you basically have three of the same type of midfielders right here. I think a player like Caleb Ochediku needs to be in this team. Had a really good match that first game against Tunisia. Yes, some displaced passes were there, but what he brings to the team, the ball winning, the command of the midfield. I mean, he was commanding it against the Tunisians, and you need that type of player in your team. Yes, you can live with the mistakes, but it's a bigger mistake not having him in the team. That's how I see it, especially in a match like this where you expect it to be physical. You need somebody in there that can set the tone and at least lead the way for the others. Yes, the others can chip in with the physicality, but when you have somebody who majors in physicality, that's a much different prospect than somebody you're trying to get to be physical, if y'all understand where I'm coming from. Then the forwards, I think this is another area that the coach is just mixing and matching and has not really found a solution yet. Barabo Ariehi, we can agree on, but I feel like the rest, you got to discuss that one. The other two spots, they have to be up for grabs. They have to be. I don't think anybody has really shown something so impressive that I could say, oh yeah, this guy that started needs to start. I think you might need to look on the bench. Devon Olise is not a bad option. I know a lot of people are going to be talking about the miss he had at the ending of the game against Kenya, but I still feel like he's a really good player. I feel like he brings so much pressure on the opponents just by running at them. Really good dribbler, can find a pass in the box, good shooter of the ball. We are talking about the game of football. Misses do happen, so I'm not tripping about that. I feel like if he's given an opportunity in this upcoming game, he's going to make up for that miss. And that miss, honestly, is not that bad. Even if we won that game 3-2, we're still the second team in the group. And then we're going into the next round with our head big. Like, oh yeah, we won 2 games and only drew 1. We didn't even lose a match. We can beat anybody. And then you get punched in the mouth and you're out of the competition. But now you draw this game, you know things are real, and you have to really improve to get the job done. And I feel like this puts us in a good mental space. Then you got other players like Rickson Mendoz, won the penalty in the last game, won a penalty in the first game that was chalked off by VAR. So this is a player that has been bringing impact off the bench. Why not give him a start? I think you look at these players. Of course, Clinton Jefta should also be in the picture. And then Bidemi Amole. Bidemi Amole was substituted in the first half against Morocco. I was thinking it was because the coach felt he wasn't playing so good. And I wasn't really a fan of it when I saw it. I'm like, why you doing that man like that? Especially after the first game he had. He was really good in the first game. But in this game against Kenya, you look at the subs and he was not on the bench. So it must have been an injury situation why he got subbed out in that first half like that. Hopefully he comes back for this matchup and he can also be an option that the coach can pick from. But that being said, let me know your thoughts and predictions. Flying Eagles of Nigeria will be taking on Senegal in the quarterfinals of the Under-20 AFCON. Game will be played 1 p.m. tomorrow, Monday, the 12th of May. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.